Okay, this is now part three of the assignment. This is a review of the homework she went down, the worksheet, and the beginning of CBT. And I'm going to share my screen so you can see the worksheet. And so you can see the worksheet that you filled out. And one of your triggers, and at the beginning, it does explain a little bit about automatic thoughts, how positive thoughts can make us feel good, and negative thoughts can put us down. You said that you were tired and fatigued, but you weren't sure if that was because you were just tired from your mom or if there were other things going on. So that's what we're trying to identify today.
Okay.
Oftentimes our thoughts are negative and irrational, and it kind of explains all this to you. And again, these are your core values, and hopefully if we can give you some positive thoughts and reduce some of your worry for your mom, that might even improve things at home as well. So that's kind of where we're trying to get to. So for yours, you said mom is confused on the phone. Your automatic thought is, I need to get over there right away to be sure she's okay. And your new thought is, which is good, mom lives in a tiered living facility, I can call security to check on her. So that's really a good new positive thought, that you reduce some of your anxiety and angst about something happening to her if you're not there all the time or not able to get there right away. And then your trigger, if you have your husband comes home and goes directly to the sink to see if it is clear of dishes, and your thought is, oh my gosh, I'm being judged. And what your new thought is going to try to be is exhibiting OCD behavior. His behavior belongs to him. It is not a judgment of me. And then the last one, of course, is he makes your bed when you got up in the bathroom in the morning. And then your thought was, oh my gosh, is it enough we have separate beds? He really doesn't want me in this room. And again, your new thought is going to be, he's exhibiting OCD behavior. His behavior belongs to him, and it's not a judgment of me. So that is really some good work. So which one of these or two of these do you think we should work on in these sessions?
I think how I feel judged that he's picking up after me all the time.
Yeah, that sounds like that would be a good choice. So let me go ahead and stop sharing here. And that is one thing you just did identify. You had a core belief that you identified, that you feel that your husband is judging you related to your housekeeping. And I appreciate you confirming that. Now let's look at your new thoughts. The interesting thing about your new thoughts is they are the same for both things, but they really are in how you look at this in terms of that you put it on him. Is there an I statement that you could possibly use for your new thought?
Well, I could say, something like, oh, I am organized, and I keep a clean house. I could just tell myself that,
And do you think the feeling that in the back of your mind that you feel that when he says those things or he's looking at you and does those things, you feel like you're really not a good housekeeper, and that's why you want to look at these positive thoughts?
No, I think I am a good housekeeper. So.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's a positive thought in that action. You are a good housekeeper. So what do you think? Are there some instances in the past few weeks or months before your mom got sick that you could say, yes, I am a good housekeeper, or a bad one for that matter?
Oh, let's see. Well, yes, I am a good housekeeper because I stick to a routine for cleaning. I'm not really quite sure what you're asking me.
Okay.
Well, actually, a few weeks ago, my husband came home. When he came home, he brought me some roses. He thanked me for keeping everything so clean that he could actually let go of some of his anxiety, related to his OCD.
Anything else?
Well, when our friends came over, they commented on how extra clean the house was, and my husband said it was because I was such a wonderful housewife who always kept things clean and tidy for him, is my OCD husband. We all had a good laugh about that.
So I guess you are a good housekeeper.
Well,
good validation.
Yeah, I guess I am.
So that's terrific. That's a very good thing for you. So let's move on a little bit to the next comment. You wrote on your page that you had separate beds, and that his making yours when you get up to use the restroom in the middle of the night made you feel like he didn't want you in the bedroom with him. This kind of seems to go beyond his OCD cleaning issue. Could you please tell me more about how you were feeling when this happened?
Well, it makes me feel like I'm possibly a bad wife, a bad partner, and that's quite reminiscent of my first marriage.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And and do you think because of one failed marriage, you may be afraid that it may happen again?
Yes, sometimes I feel that way.
And when you had your therapy session in the first one, what types of things did your first husband say that made you feel that way?
Well, my first husband just sort of ignored me altogether.
Hmm.
So, um, so this is, a different situation. Uh,
And when he ignored you, how did that make you feel?
no, but he didn't care about me at all,
Okay.
and that I was, not a worthwhile partner. Well,
And he,
when he did verbalize things, he told me that I was a bad wife and mother. He
oh,
did say those things to me.
I'm
Hmm.
so sorry that you had to experience that. Um, and you do have to be very careful and very mindful to not let those past feelings influence your present feelings. You did identify that this most likely was due to your current husband's OCD, so at least you had some rational thought with that. And I'd like to tell you a few things, and it sounds like some of the things you're doing already to sort of reduce those negative thoughts and feelings about either being um, a bad housekeeper, which we identified you're not, or being a bad wife, based on your past experiences. So some of these actions are things that you do. You can do action items like take a walk, call a friend, clean your desk or closet, visit some computer websites that you enjoy, or you continue to do the things that you're doing, such as soothing activities like listening to music, reading, or even taking a long bubble bath. You already listened to music. Do you think that's enough for you to get rid of some of these bad feelings and feel better, or would you like to try some of these new ones?
Well, I think that taking a walk for me, the physical activity really helps. Talking to some of my girlfriends, that always helps me too. So those are good ideas. And I do feel better if my desk is cleaned up. That's a great idea.
Okay. Would you like to keep a journal of where and when, if you have any negative thoughts this next week, and then what you did to make them feel better? Do you think that would help you?
Yeah, writing things down, that's a good idea.
And then
Makes
you
it
can,
real.
and then you can see which ones sort of maybe work for you or.
Hmm.
Okay, very good. So
Yeah.
that'll be your homework for next week is to do your little journal and find out what kind of activities will make you feel better. Do you have anything else you'd like to discuss this week or have any questions about what we talked about today?
No, I think, if I could just try to do those things that you suggested, um, that'd be good. And I like your ideas, and I do look forward to talking with you again next week.
Okay, terrific. So if you do think of anything else, you do have my number. You can call me anytime. Thank you, and I guess we'll see you next session next week.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we're on to part 4, the Gestalt Therapy Open Chair Exercise. So welcome back, Amelia. How did your week go? Were you able to use any positive self-talk or meditation type activities that we talked about last week?
Yeah, I did. I kept that journal, and the just distracting myself with with the talking to a girlfriend and stuff. That was really fun. And then I was able to keep my desk clean all week. And I think that writing those things down really helped me.
Okay.
But somehow things got disrupted again when he wiped the counter off after I did and had a big scowl on his face.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry to hear that. It almost sounds like you may still have some unresolved feelings then.
Yeah, I'm still feeling some insecurity and I'm anxious too.
But at least you can verbalize that. And I think the
Mhm.
therapy we looked at last week helped you identify some of those things. Today, we're going to try a Gestalt therapy technique that should help you identify and move from worries and issues in the past that may be leading to some of your anxiety of the future. So, would you be willing to try that?
Sure, I'll try
Okay,
it. Yeah.
great. So, let's get this set up. First, we're going to bring in another chair and place it adjacent to you, and we will role play that another person is in that chair. Is there someone you would like to put there and talk with here in a
Hey,
confidential and a safe
I
environment?
I'd like to talk to my husband. I'd like to
Okay.
talk to my husband.
Okay. So go ahead and sit down with him and talk to him and tell him what is on your mind.
Okay. I know that you have OCD, but do you have to follow me around cleaning up after me? It makes me feel like I'm a bad housekeeper and maybe even a bad wife. this is what happened in my first marriage. I was divorced because I was divorced because I was called a bad wife.
Good. It almost sounds like what is happening now is also bringing up some bad feelings or memories of what happened years ago in divorce. Do you think that is still a feeling in your head?
Oh God, you know what? I never thought about it that way, but it sure makes sense. It would still be there in the back of my mind.
So this might be something that you put on your automatic thoughts worksheet, and we can explore more about those past influences next week. Now, please change shares and tell us what his response might be.
Oh, I tell you all the time that you're a good wife, and those things happen. Just because I do them. That's, Amelia, that's what I do. And I just I just do that for myself. I love you.
Oh, that's really terrific. Now I'll switch back, Amelia. And what would your response be to that?
Yes, I can see that he really doesn't think I'm a bad wife or a poor housekeeper.
Can you tell him that in your other chair?
Honey, I can see that you think I'm a good wife and that you do give me compliments about my housekeeping. That's true, you do.
And is that really what you believe that he would say and you would say?
You know, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's the interesting part. So
Yeah,
if you decided to continue this conversation, do you see how you might be able to move past some of your feelings from your first marriage and feel more secure and less anxious about your present marriage?
I do. I do. I think I still have things to work out. So would it be okay to still come and see you for a few more sessions?
Oh, absolutely. So let's talk about next steps and what we'll do next week. And that would be the end of the session, and we would plan from there.
Thank you.
Dr. Willis for listening. Thank you, client, for 642 for participating in this exercise. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.